Welcome to this module, where we'll explore one of the most powerful and exciting fields of AI, deep learning. This specialized type of machine learning uses neural networks, a technology inspired by the human brain, to learn from vast amounts of data. Just as our brains use layers of interconnected neurons to process information, deep learning uses multiple layers of connected nodes to learn increasingly complex patterns. How neural networks work. A neural network has a few main parts. The input layer. This is where the raw data goes in, like the individual pixels of a photo or the words of a sentence. The hidden layers. This is where the magic happens. The data passes through one or more of these layers. Each layer processes the information from the one before it, finding more and more complex patterns. For a simple network, you might have just one hidden layer. The output layer. This is where the final result comes out, such as a prediction or a classification. So what makes it deep? Artificial neural networks are composed of multiple layers of these neurons, forming a deeply nested function. This complex structure is why the field is called deep learning, and the models are often referred to as deep neural networks, DNNs. DNNs are used for various machine learning tasks like regression, classification, natural language processing, and computer vision. For example, recognizing a cat is complex. The first layer might identify simple lines and shapes. The next layer might combine those to see eyes and ears. The next layer might assemble those into the full image of a cat. The more layers you have, the more sophisticated the model's understanding becomes. Deep learning is the technology behind some of today's most advanced AI services. Facial recognition. It's what allows your phone to unlock with your face. Natural language models, it's the engine behind services like ChatGPT that can generate human-like text. Self-driving cars, it helps the car identify pedestrians, other vehicles, and traffic lights. How does a neural network learn? A neuron is a function that takes an input value and a weight, and then uses an activation function to determine if the output should be passed on. These weights are crucial in a neural network because they're how the model makes predictions. The training process is how the model learns the best possible weights to make accurate predictions. This learning happens in a series of steps. First, you divide your dataset into a training set and a validation set. The training data's features are then fed into the network's first layer, known as the input layer. The neurons in each layer of the network process the data using their assigned weights, which are initially random. This processed data is then passed on to the next layer in the network. The output layer produces a vector containing the calculated values for y hat. A loss function measures how far off the network's prediction is from the correct answer. It calculates the difference between them and combines it into a single number called the loss. To reduce the loss, an optimization function figures out how much each weight in the network affects the final prediction. It uses a method called gradient descent to determine which way to slightly adjust each weight, up or down, in order to bring the overall loss to a minimum. The network sends the calculated changes to the weights backward through the layers, updating the old values with the new ones. This process is called backpropagation. This process of feeding data forward, calculating the loss, and adjusting the weights is repeated many times. Each full cycle through the training data is called an epoch. This continues until the model's loss is as low as it can get and its predictions are accurate. In short, deep learning takes machine learning to the next level by using multi-layered neural networks to solve complex problems that require a deep understanding of data. With this understanding of deep learning, you're now ready to see how these concepts are applied in practice. Next, we will explore machine learning on Azure.